we are live. Hello, everybody out there, which is
Hello
nobody.
there.
Welcome to the
Hello to you.
Monday. Welcome to the Monday night draw stream. With me tonight is Chris Tamelovich from Hero Shack Press, and what's Terry from Mighty Geek Studios.
Like, oh,
So,
it's like that. Huh?
what
It's
are
like
you?
that, huh?
Not being able to remember your name? I remembered it. Took me a second. Your mind
Yeah,
goes blank at the you know how it is. Your mind goes blank at the most inopportune times. Uh,
yeah.
so what?
Rick has had too much sugar.
Yeah. What are you gonna be drawing tonight, or do you know, Chris?
I don't know, but I think I was actually thinking about having some fun and doing a little Cyclopean with Canadian Shield stuff.
Cool, cool, cool. And
You just
you,
change it up a little because I've been all Cyclopean Captain Aura.
huh? Cool, cool, cool. Is that Diana here in the background?
Not my background.
Oh, okay. I guess it's And what are you drawing, Terry? Okay, I guess.
He's drawing a ninja at this point.
Yeah. And of course, I'm going to be working on my shield poster. Or, I'm not sure what I'm going to be using it for because, uh, it, except for the Canadian shield, nobody's seeing any of these other shields anytime soon. In my comments. So,
Dun dun dun.
so let's see. Let me bring up that, and since there. Okay, so yeah, we'll be going for about an hour, folks, and then I'm gonna take about an hour break or less, depending on talking or whatever afterwards, and then I'm gonna be starting up my After Dark stream, which I haven't done for quite a while.
So I have a question. What if I was on the other side of the world? Would it be before dark?
I guess so. Depends on where you are.
Yeah, because like Japan, it might be before dark. That would
Yeah,
be what, morning? I don't know what that would be.
probably midday. Well, yeah. Well, After Dark is 10. Well, mid morning because 10 in the morning.
I just have to screw with you on that, and I don't know why.
Well, it's just like when I do my high noon. Is it really noon everywhere else? No.
Yeah, that's true, right?
I go with where I am. you know.
I just have to ask, and I know the question already or the answer, but High Noon is not a cannabis show, is it?
No.
I didn't think so. I thought I'd check though.
No, that's why for a while I ended up changing the name or taking it away because I thought people might end up thinking that.
Because that's what I keep thinking. I'm like, High Noon. So what is that? You're rating cannabis? Got a new strain coming out of Jamaica today. No,
Yeah,
I
and
know.
and I think there's a magazine about cannabis called High Noon, and of course, I'm not doing that. I'm playing on the Western theme. Not that I'm really
Yep,
doing
I
it. What was that? Hey, Aqua.
said yeah. I knew it had to be Western. It could not be. There's no way you'd be doing a cannabis stream.
We do have one viewer. We have Aqua.
No, Aqua. It's nice to have someone who's not so dry in the chat.
Somebody that's all
Shut it.
YouTube. Everything showing, and if anything stops showing up on YouTube, any one of us, please let me know, Aqua or who's ever in the chat, because as you
I'm
can see,
actually looking. Let me see. It looks like I'm behind. I need to update it, but actually have the YouTube on my screen.
Yeah. Well, I of course have I can see the chat so I can read it and respond to people. But then for the rest of my screen, I have Clip Studio where I can see this art that I'm doing, and I'm just creating a bunch of folders here for uh, the various characters' artwork, so I can just put it in, so I can work with whatever character at a time.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Uh, although although I think Mighty Geeks thing might flash in and out because I'm not sure how good his internet is. It seems to flash in and out all the time, but I don't mind.
I think he's messing with us. He's pulling up the dramatic tension.
Hello. Hey, JR, how are you?
I gotta say something so cliche, but every time I hear the name JR, I still think Dallas, and I
Yeah.
still think shot JR.
Well, I don't think I do think of Dallas a little bit, although I never watched it. But I knew about that.
Such
so-
a phenomenon.
You want to know something real funny?
What?
Queen Elizabeth called Larry Hagman to find out who shot Jr.
She didn't want to wait.
No, she was like every other fan of Dallas. They couldn't wait.
Yep. It was truly a national social thing back then. Like, have our TikToks
was.
and our girls on airplanes saying that guy isn't real. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was big back then.
So JR
Who shot
said,
Jr. makes all those things look tame.
and JR saying he's a bit blah. Maybe he will be better tomorrow. Because tomorrow it's only a day away.
Oh,
I,
Margot.
I added the whole "It's Only a Day Away," of course, from Little Orphan Annie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful soundtrack.
It was.
Actually,
For those who
I'm not
remember
lying.
it.
I actually like the soundtrack.
So
It
for
was
the
pretty well.
yeah, it was a good movie, good soundtrack. I don't know how the black version did.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't
know
see
either.
it, but by that time I was way away from
Me
it.
neither.
I only saw the first one because of my sister.
I think I saw the first
Wait a minute,
one.
Canadian Shield doesn't have circle on his head, does he?
No, he has a little shield emblem.
Pulled up the wrong thing for reference there, apparently.
Well, you might have gotten an old version of them. At one point, I was where I have all the shield emblems except for the one in the middle, like on his gloves and his hat and all that, his mask. I was putting circles and I was going to put a maple leaf in all of them, but
Gotcha. Okay, then you don't have to spam this guy because you.
The maple leaf would have been cool as the eye holes in the mask.
Ooh.
I mean,
You know
if
what?
you're gonna do it, do it.
On 1,000, or maybe not 1,000, but he's working on a bunch of shields right now. He could vary that up.
yeah. Well, these are
Yeah.
you're thinking of the old versions that I have done before. I've got one that I've half done already that I've got to finish it up so I can make a video out of it. But I see you watch
Reference.
one of those two videos because unfortunately there's one though that is not going to get done because I don't know where I've lost the original picture, the original look for Canadian Shield. Because when I first was thinking the character up, I was gonna have him like a biker going across Canada and stuff. with a shield in the shape of Canada.
Oh, now that
Ooh.
would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Still could be.
I don't know what his powers would have been, but I was obviously probably relying a little bit more on Captain America there.
Hey, you can't go wrong with super strength.
Yeah. Well, I just mean the bike thing because I'd seen Captain America several
Yeah,
times on a motorcycle with the shield and all that.
yeah,
And I thought it was a pretty
I mean,
cool image.
the man had a motorcycle.
of course.
I got to stick up for Batman. He had one too.
Yeah,
Batman had 3 motorcycles.
but Batman.
Robin had one too.
But what's his name? Batman, yeah, may have had one, but he wasn't a patriotic superhero. And of course, when I first came up with Canadian Shield,
Right.
I was thinking the whole patriotic theme and all that. And yeah, he's gonna be a bit patriotic, the way I've got him. But I ended up, as you know, deciding to go a little bit of a different route, not so patriotic themed.
I don't know. I think you're pretty patriotic.
Yeah, well, I am, but I just more meant the
I
character.
mean, like the costume just screams, Canada.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's a compliment. I don't mean that in a bad way. That's a good thing.
yeah, but I mean, like Captain America as a character, like almost everything, all his storylines are a lot around the patriotism he has and all that.
Yeah. You have to remember
Uh,
Captain America was a soldier.
yeah, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, when I first was developing him, he was like a biker type dude. Well, I was inspired by a friend or whatever that used to be Hell's Angel, oh, not Hell's Angels, but in a biker club and all that. Became Christian and all that. So I was inspired by
Yeah.
him, and he was like one of these big, hefty guys, like fat technically, I guess that's how you'd say it. And I thought, that would be
You
a
do know that.
cool image to do for a hero.
Hmm.
You know, like riding around on a bike.
You could have broken the stigma about motorcycle gangs
Yeah.
by doing that.
Yep,
Because we
it's
all
your
know.
fault. Motorcycle gangs are not accepted more widely.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't Satan's Choice. I think the one that he was in was called The Wild Ones, the guy that I know. And no, I'm not sure whether anybody's heard of them. I'm not sure how popular they are or were or are now. Motorcycle gangs are still out there, but they're not. They're probably somewhat popular, but they don't make the news as much as they, made in the 80s and the 70s.
Oh, the thing is, you got to understand, motorcycle gangs knew how to keep the illicit activities secret.
Yeah. Yeah, but they made a lot
And
more. They made the news or whatever a lot more in the 70s or 80s,
and you want to know why?
Yeah, because of all
Usually it
the.
was because it's not. Usually it involves something charitable.
Yeah, not so much back then, but nowadays it would.
Well, it depends on how far back you're going and like which group you're talking about. The Hell's
Yeah,
Angels,
exactly.
and there was another one. I can't remember who it was.
Satan's
Kind of like their
Choice.
competitor.
Satan's Choice, I think it was, which is
Right.
JR said. But there was some other smaller ones, of course.
Wannabes and pretenders, and well, I say that they kicked my butt, but they weren't Hell's Angels. Yeah. Then sometime in like the 80s and 90s, they made an effort, a lot of the groups to improve that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
And,
70s were rough.
yeah. And I've
Well, the
heard
Hell's End
that.
group was one of the few groups to go global.
And I've heard, like from a few people, they were always most of the time, except for when they're having parties or whatever, they were great neighbors to have.
Yeah. They
No
were.
doubt, yeah.
Sometimes, this is me saying that. From what I get, they could almost put Christians to shame for how helpful and friendly that they were.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
they
it
could.
was like an honor system back then. If you weren't screwing with them, they would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were the guy in the neighborhood calling the cops because their mufflers were too loud, well, it could become a
Well,
problem.
Good, but the thing is, they were usually helping some old lady take her groceries home.
Yep. I know at least in my old neighborhood, there were always the old guys complaining this was too loud, that was too quick, this was this was that. They were probably what ended up becoming homeowner associations because they were just always in everybody's business.
Exactly.
They gotta have a say because this is their neighborhood too. Oh, geez, go home,
Right.
man.
Um,
Go home.
I'm not sure whether he's saying it, Satan's choice themselves because of his statement beforehand, but he says, JR says, connected to the decline of the Risotto Mafia family in Montreal. But I guess some bikers in general, at least.
Mm, some would say that, but I doubt if it was true.
Well, no, he's just talking for Montreal and not
Oh,
necessarily any other place.
okay.
And
Ah,
I'm not going to say no either because I have no idea.
Now, if we were to create a comic about a biker gang, what would it be called?
Well, it depends on whether we depends on how we went about it. Like, are they going to be heroes, villains? What?
Well, if you want to stay true to the culture, it'd be more like the Punisher, both hero and villain.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have in my comics. I actually have some bikers. They're bad guys, so they're
Mhm.
the hitman or whatever, the enforcers. The
Yeah.
and actually, it's a husband-wife team. Thunder and lightning.
Oh, that's, now there's an interesting tale. Husband
so
and
you gotta
wife
be
hitman team.
is the guy the Thunder?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. I wanted to make sure that was lining up the way I thought it might.
and he has like sound-based powers or whatever.
Well, if you made her Thunder, she could be like, Thunder Thighs.
Yeah,
Yeah. That would be
and
rude.
she has lightning-based powers or
Right. Makes sense.
electricity.
She beautiful.
Not too bad. Here, actually, a couple people have done their versions of them, but let me see. I can get more.
We tried to draw Dr. Jill less than beautiful, and it's hard. It's hard to draw like a 20-something-year-old woman without making her look too, you know what I mean, too pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want her to look geeky,
Yeah,
and she
I know that problem.
keeps looking not geeky. She looks like a secretary in glasses. Not the normal secretary either. The teenage secretary that we all used to like wish was in the library because we were teenagers.
Yeah.
Here's lightning.
Yeah. You mean the hot librarian, as they call her?
Okay, so YouTube is behind a little. I don't see lightning yet. Hang on, let me switch over. Oh, yeah.
One time, I accidentally started giving her a different color scheme and hair color.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I realized, oops, I can't do that. I might get in trouble.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
Oh, you're not looking. Made her. She ends up looking a little like Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
And I'm like,
I can
okay.
see where that may cause a problem.
But I quickly. Here's one of my earlier drawings of lightning.
It's
You
not
also
like
have to be careful with using that name because of DC too.
Well, lightning because it is, you know, natural phenomenon. It's one of those
Hmm.
names that can be anybody can use.
Yeah,
The name
as
is
long as you're
public.
not using their character specifically, right?
Yeah, and mine I think is enough different. She's a biker chick. She's got a
no, 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 no,
husband.
no, no. If you're gonna use the terminology, use it correctly. The correct term is biker babe.
Okay, biker. She's a biker babe. You know. Yeah, she has lightning powers or electricity, however you want to say it.
Mhm.
Here's another version.
Did they have any kids?
Not yet, but that's definitely something I could think of doing in the future.
Okay. Potential family man, got it.
Yeah, well, uh, potential biker family.
Yeah,
I then I'd have to give the kids powers or whatever, So
not necessarily. Thing is, they may be born without powers.
yeah, they could be.
They have to go to puberty. Dun dun dun. Will they survive?
Exactly.
What was that Disney property? The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually liked that first movie.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. I
yeah.
didn't like the second one.
Me neither.
No, I
Yeah, the
said
second one
I
was.
said I liked the second one.
Uh,
It
I,
wasn't as
I
good as the
didn't, I
first
didn't
one
really
though.
care. I didn't care too much for the second one, even though I thought I would.
It should have been okay, but it didn't feel right.
They
It was.
they put too
Yeah, it
much
was too.
focus on Elastigirl than the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they messed up there.
Well, I think where they messed up is they were focusing on the family too, but not in the right way. They didn't focus them
Yeah,
on a family fighting crime together
right.
throughout the whole thing.
All right, but that's what everybody was hoping for.
Yeah. They had the first
Cause
scene, of course, with the mole man, and then, of course, they
yeah,
had at the end as well a little bit. But everybody was hoping more for the all throughout, them all doing the superhero
yeah.
stuff. And here's Thunder. This is an older drawing, so not the best.
Very cool. Where's
His,
love?
yeah. Uh, the The symbol on his chest is actually the symbol of the biker gang.
Ah,
Although,
that's cool.
and I got that from. I'm not sure whether you guys ever played Venture on the ColecoVision.
Venture?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Venture.
Don't know if I have.
Oh yeah.
I think this was the character you controlled looked like that, or there was something that came after you that looked like this and that was green.
Hmm.
Inspiration?
Yeah, or I think, anyways.
Yeah,
There were a lot of games on ColecoVision that were pretty good.
that was a really good system for the time.
It was.
Yeah.
The only the only thing that ruined it was TurboGrafx 16.
Well, that was TurboGrafx was way later. That was with the Nintendo.
And
Although Nintendo made games for Coleco.
yeah,
Coleco was out the same time as Atari and Intellivision.
and television.
Oh, and television.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Atari, Coleco was the best, then Intellivision, and then Atari for graphics. But, well,
Graphics wise,
Atari,
Atari was king until Nintendo
yeah, well, then
showed
Nintendo,
everybody how it was done.
yeah, well, which was after all those three companies had basically went belly up.
Folded.
Although Coleco went belly up, I hear, because of their Atom doing the Atom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they didn't get things as promised. And hey, Tim asked how everyone
Same
is.
thing, 'cause I was going to get an Atom, and by
We're
the time
doing
I
fine,
had it, it
Tim.
was gone.
What was that?
He said the Atom was a huge disappointment because by the time I had enough money, it was gone. And I thought that was going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I got the Atom attachment for my Coleco.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
Mm.
I thought it was good. I used it for 5 or 6 years, I think.
Okay.
And then what you did you say, Muddy Geek? I didn't quite hear you because you two talking at the same time.
And I just said no, I just said no, I just said okay.
No. What I thought after I said how is it? Tim asked how everybody is. I thought you might have responded to that.
Oh,
We're all good.
said, we're all good.
Trying to draw a little Canadian shield. I think I got them messed up in the arm here, but I'm going to keep going through it.
Let's see. It's not too bad. You don't have him as thick as he should be, but
You always want them thicker, man. I'm like, dude, I forgot the steroids at the gym. But every time I
remember what he said.
well, you're
Is
not
that-
you're not the only one. A lot of people like to draw him thin when he's Hulk big. He's not Superman big. He's Hulk big.
Well, like Lou was kind of.
You just want him. You just want him Hulk size.
And I don't
You have an
mean Lou.
obsession with the Hulk. Just admit it, Rick. You have an obsession with the Hulk.
Yeah, no, it's just that's the size that I really wanted him.
So let's see. Let me do this. So the
So
Hulk.
you don't want any puny superheroes.
Oh, I've got puny superheroes.
Have you seen Crime Buster? He's kind of just average sized.
Yeah, and I've got what's his Insecto. He's probably actually going to be on the skinnier side. Yeah, there you seem to be getting it a little bit more.
The funny thing is, I'm trying to do a rough of the Hulk, and then I'm going to put the Hulk in the Canadian Shield. That's how I'll get the right size, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, Hulk is like, his arms like literally go about to the knee, know what I mean? Like his arms are always drawn very
You have
extended,
to
very
understand.
massive.
You have
I'm
to
like, all right,
understand. The Hulk stands at almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah, and the
Shield is
Canadian
like 15.
no Shield is 8
See,
feet.
Rick, I'm trying to build a legend, and you bring him down to 8. All right, 8 feet's still good. He'd be a champ in the NBA, or for that matter, any sport. Can you imagine now at the ping pong table, Canadian Shield destroying the competition? Literally, it's the ball that
Well,
goes through their ass.
well, if he's wearing the suit, yeah. Although he's fairly strong, even as Manly Cougar without the suit, you
Well,
know.
he has to wear the suit. That's the draw, right? That would be what sells the tickets.
Yeah,
Unless you like could
that would be
deactivate
what.
it but have no power going through it.
Yeah, well, I don't think that there's a way to do that.
Okay, then he just kicks butt.
Timothy says, "Chris, what's up?" Or "What's up, Chris?"
How much? How you doing? Trying to get Canadian Shield looking cool, but I'm not that cool with it. I'm still learning. No, there's no
Trying to
circle.
get Canadian.
Well, that is
It's
looking.
cool.
That's
That
looking
old though.
better. That is now looking better. A lot
Well, yeah, you said the Hulk, so I'm working on the Hulk. I'm like, all right, we go big. Big or go home. Let's see. Does Dillard draw him big? I don't remember. I think he does.
Yeah, like
Big.
actually, I don't even need to open this up. I can. Do 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 do. Oh, do I have the? No, I don't have that. I thought I had one thing open and I don't. Do 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 do. Remastered. To the. He says, "Oh, okay, I get it." And I okay, and I show what he's talking about. See, here's one of Dillard's drawings of the Canadian Shield.
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta switch over again because it's lagging. Oh.
Uh, made him be big.
Yeah, that one is Dillard's, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's this one here.
He's a very good artist.
And then
Do like
I really got one for Dillard for doing it. Let's see. John Raven. Oh,
has he really never worked for DC or Marvel?
no. And then here's one. I started coloring this. This is double page spread that was in um, the Buckler ash can. And Aqua says Tim, 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 Tim.
I only see the I'm still seeing the cover one. I don't see the there it is, never mind. Beautiful. Yeah, that guy might be good.
Yeah, and that's him a few years ago. Here, is this? Oh, there's the black and white version of it. Let's see. Shield from behind. Here's another one. There, shield coming at Buckler.
I don't know why I'm not seeing the updated ones you're showing.
It probably taken a few seconds or whatever. I'm not sure whether it might
Gotcha.
be easier for you to see in Discord.
I'm back in Discord because I was like not getting much on YouTube.
Are you guys seeing stuff out there in our respective spots?
Yeah.
Because it looks. Oh, did I share that? I don't even think I shared. Okay, why is my mouse not working? Can you guys hear me? Post. There we go. Can you guys hear me?
No.
No?
Up here is like Celine Dion singing. It's a joke. I don't hear her singing.
Okay, so
I hear Brian Adams
yeah, there's a
doing
few.
it with singing with Alanis Morissette right now.
So now I'm back to actually drawing me drawing the Canadian Shield. So what are you drawing there, Mighty Geek?
Kind of a concept for one of my characters.
Uh-huh.
I still can down his arms.
Let's see. Yeah, they're looking good.
I'm like, man, I got to figure out how to make this look better.
Uh, okay. Tim is saying, "How's life?" to somebody. Not sure whether it's to us or
I'll answer.
uh
That's good.
Tim
Life
says
is still moving.
that might have been to Aqua. He says Tim says, "Well, this Friday I should be getting a digital copy of the Great Cyclopean 5."
Ah,
Oh,
shush. Stop. Oh God, that's never been the point, bro. The backing is cool, but like that's never been my priority. I like sharing. I just like the networking. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
biggest part.
And he says, "A wonder for 6. Will there be a digital copies of 1 through 4?" I would say probably yes, but it'll probably have 5 in the package.
It will because what we ended up doing, we actually had a guy ask if we would open up a digital tier with 1 through 4 plus 5. So all we did was we just made the digital tier 1 through 5,
Yeah.
and we'll do the same thing. I actually like that idea because to me PDFs are all but worthless. Like in terms of my goal is to sell a book, but if somebody wants the PDF, that's a good idea, right? It gets word out. They still have reading, and some people actually prefer it. So I think
Yeah.
every campaign will probably offer the whole collection, which is a
Yeah.
fantastic way to give like anybody a chance to catch up.
Yeah. Well, what I'm probably gonna do is I'll probably have a tier. You know what? I might just do what you do. Offer all four or five or whatever number I have for, I'll probably have just a single one itself and then have all of them, all of whatever. I'm not sure. I've thought
Like
of
Diana was like, "Oh, you shouldn't give them away because, if you give them all away for $5, you're missing out on money." And my
yeah,
thought to her was, "Well, if I can get somebody into the character, then they might go back and say, 'Hey, I need to get all these issues for my collection because now I care about the character. I want to buy the books.'" That's my whole hope.
yeah,
Like, I don't PDFs aren't going to be my answer, but they
yeah,
could be part of the equation.
yeah. Well, I think it's definitely good to offer digital no matter what because, well, as I've said, especially depending on whether how expensive your book is, Now you guys aren't too
Yeah.
expensive, but like if you get Eric July or even Gabe, their books are pretty expensive. Even Ethan's, you know,
I want to point out I was influenced by Andrew Tate. We do have a $50 book in the campaign.
yeah,
It is infused with the scent of Cyclopean. Nobody's bought it yet, but we do have that edition for real.
yeah. Oh, and Timothy says that is okay. And he says, "Hey, I've been sharing the link for your campaign. I have to atone for my sins."
No, man, I just appreciate the fact that you at least understood what I was saying. Even if I don't know if you agree or not, I just wish we were all just sharing each other. We need to network. Like Comicsgate is supposed to be this huge network of friends sharing and whatever, but it doesn't always seem to remember all the little guys. And to
Yeah,
be honest, I consider all you guys being specifically Rick, Terry, and Tim to be like part of my posse, man. Like you guys are my mainstay. I always support you guys, and you always support me. So that's just how I look at it. It's it's like if there's one thing I know is that you guys are putting books. For Terry, but Terry's always developing one. I want a book, Terry. I'm going to get on you about. I want a book.
yeah. Sometimes
Speaking.
sometimes you just have to jump into the deep end with it to motivate yourself
Yeah.
because
True.
I'm going to
like
sick Diana out as an editor, man.
because
Speaking of which, Diana still owes me homework.
He does.
because I know before I did I won't say my first crowdfunding campaign, but my first one where people actually somewhat knew about me.
Mm,
Um, you know, I had approached John about doing the book, and like said
I
I'd
remember.
pay him for when he did out of the campaign. He did a couple
Mm.
pages, but he was taking forever to do it, and I wanted to get it done, So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, do it myself, and John ended up beefing up my inks, and then, well,
I'm surprised you stopped drawing it. I mean, like, you still like to draw, right? It's
yeah,
just that you decided, like, you could get a better, like, you could buy you know what I mean? You could outsource that,
yeah,
get a
and
better.
Yep.
yeah, like I'm
Thing
not bad. I'm
is,
not bad of an artist, but I'm doing number three. You know,
Right.
mm,
I think I'm a better inker or colorist than I am.
I've got to tell you, I didn't know you were a good inker
what do you
until I saw
prefer? What
your
do you
inks for
prefer to
real.
ink with? That's what's
Okay,
gonna measure you as an inker.
yeah, and I didn't know I was a good inker because
And
till
digital does not count.
what for inking.
Yeah, and digital does not count.
Well, to me it does
Ah.
because
Okay, so you're pixeling. You're pixeling. Pixeling.
yeah,
No.
Timothy,
Legal.
had me do the inks for Melvin,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
oh hey Tim,
I
I was super
Hey, Tim.
impressed with that, Rick. Though you did really good.
yeah. Yeah, I I don't want to come off like I'm trying to overcompensate for not sharing your campaign. I did feel bad though. I felt real bad.
You realize you just saw like my little aspiness pop through though. That was what that was. I got like upset and then I was just like, Rick was right. I needed a few days to just chill because I was like just beside myself.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah, yeah.
if you notice, Diana knows
we've,
exactly.
we've all been through that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I have for
that's
I
not,
remember
that's not a problem.
I remember the thing with Pops, what you said about that, and I relayed that
Yeah.
story to Tim. I'm like, just give him a few days.
Pop and I still I don't think we'll ever make amends, and it's not because I don't want to be buddies. I don't want to get involved with that stuff anymore, like with that whole scene, just because
Yeah.
it's better not to.
Yeah, well, he's alienated a few other people too since then too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
in my
That was
bit of my
because I-
community.
yeah.
If I wasn't
I
your
haven't
friend,
been back on the channel for a while.
Well, I had to kind of change the way because I'm used to and this goes back to when I was homeless and selling artwork, and I adapted a kill or be killed attitude. Either if you don't make money, you don't get any food.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of used. That's how I do my promoting. I kind of like I'm sharing. You see how often I share my links to my campaign. I'm like,
I was
Yeah.
thinking about something about coloring, and I was gonna show some love. Now I forget.
oh. So when I woke up at like 5 and you had left that message at 3, I was like, what the fuck? What? And I was a little confused because I wasn't even awake yet.
No, man, I'm sorry about that part. That's my actually though. It's like it's weird, but like that's how I've learned to deal with things. I used to just like I used to be the a-hole that would just ghost somebody for no reason, and like
Right.
not talk. Like it's a difficult thing because I don't know really how else to handle things sometimes. But I don't ghost anymore. I hate being ghosted, so I stopped ghosting. You got the weird letter, and then the I don't know what to say, but like I did bless you that one time that we spoke in Twitter. Like, God bless you, bro. I'm not trying to fight. I'm just like, I don't know if you remember that or if you saw that or how that worked.
Oh,
It was a Twitter message, and I was like, God bless you, bro. Just do you.
And hello,
Oh,
Mike.
something
Mike.
like that.
Mike is in the chat saying hi, and thanks for the like
Mike.
and the share.
What's
yeah.
up,
So
Walt?
yeah,
Good afternoon, Michael.
hopefully you'll still promote my book. I promise to promote your book more
Yeah,
often.
man. I always promote Melvin, man. I ain't gonna
All
stop.
Yeah.
Would have done it just to piss you off, even if we weren't talking. I'd be like, yeah, I'm still gonna show this damn video.
I was like, okay. I'll try to reach out to him on my Facebook. He's blocked me on Facebook. Sure, certainly I can talk to him on my backup one. Blocked me on that one too.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I know, I'm a dick like that.
Like, well, how can I?
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing about it. I'm dealing with the stress by laughing. It's like
It's all good.
It's funny because it's funny to him because
It's funny after
didn't
a
think you
little
knew
bit
about
funny after the fact.
he didn't
let me ask you though, is it
he didn't know you knew about his backup account.
I'm used
That's
to
why it's funny.
so whenever this happens, whenever I have a blowout with somebody, Anna is usually a voice of reason. I don't know if she was able to tell you anything, but usually she tells people like, yeah, just give him a little bit and he'll be fine.
Well, I think I would think I was more the voice of reason for Tim.
Well, you were definitely very cool about it. Yeah, Tim, he was definitely cool.
I was confused. I was a little hurt and a little confused. Like, what's going on here?
Well, heck, and I get up at like 7 or 8, and I get message from both of you.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to hear this from anybody else, but I just wrote, Tim, this is really bad message. But yeah, well, that's because you're our friend, Rick.
Yeah, and
No.
yeah, well, Tim also knew I probably had some contact with you, so maybe I could relay some messages. But like I get up at 8, and I actually read Tim's before I read yours. It's like. Uh,
All of a sudden, mine looked a little bit more interesting. You're like, wait a minute, what the hell is Chris writing then? Ah, shit. Right,
And
so
then
that is
I
my
tried to get a
poorly
hold of
drawn-
Diana,
so
and she's like, "It is what it is."
That's what she said.
Yes, it is what
Yeah.
it is. The little Grover.
It is what it is.
uh,
She knew, but she
oh,
knew. She was
In
like,
other words, Diana was staying out of it.
she knew that it wasn't going to last. She was like, yeah, no, this is just Chris being upset for a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Mike.
It would have been great. It would have been great for her to have you yell at me, via like StreamYards or something. That would have been fine. We could have talked it out.
I didn't want to do that because I figure it's bad publicity. Like with my campaigns,
Oh,
it
behind
never
the scenes,
fails. If I'm on a
behind the
run,
scenes, I'm
The
classy.
thing is, you know what would have happened had you did that on stream? Both of
What's
you
that?
would have, both of you would have sold out of your books.
maybe. But you know what happens to me whenever I get in drama, I end up picking off someone who's backed me, and then I get a cancellation. It was that way with
Well, I meant more
Brandy.
like
And,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I meant like more like behind the scenes, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I
We
told.
probably did it like that, yeah.
Yeah, I had told Chris earlier before we went live about the fact that you wanted to get together and talk behind the scenes, but I'm like, Tim, wait a couple days.
Yeah, I was gonna like I send him the link. I was like, no, he's like, no, man, just let him chill a couple days.
Give Christopher at least 2 days.
And
I'm
by
fine.
the time the 2 days were up, Tim had messaged me, said you had refollowed. It's like, okay, so I don't think we do need to get together in a chat now. I never said that, but
No,
I thought that. Anyways, before we go on, Mike says, when you're all done here, I invite everybody to come get the nightly dose of niche news over on his channel. And he says, hey, Rick, you want to tell the panel about the Harvey Street Kids, Harvey Girls Forever, Laugh Out Loud? Yes. Last
was it
night.
awful?
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were forgotten about.
Last night on the panel for the weekend edition, it got brought up that that maybe they should redo the some of the Harvey Tune stuff. Like Metal said that, and then Mike pointed out they've done some of it. They took like a little Lulu and a couple of the other little girls that little, and they had redone a cartoon for them back in like a couple years ago. Anyways, like 4 or 5 years ago, and we looked at it. I didn't watch any of it, but looked at it, and the art was just that's definitely not for
Awesome.
me. Yeah, it's like Steven Art or the Steven Art or whatever it's called,
Steven Universe.
Steven Universe style.
I hate that art.
Yeah. So
I hate that
so
art.
do I.
Yeah.
It's
So
become so generic that anything drawn in it gets referred to as Steven Universe.
That and no elbows.
yeah,
Mm.
so it was just
Oh, hey, Dillard.
hey John.
The man is here.
Really?
He's got nothing
The
to say,
last
though.
time I heard, Lamont was in trouble with his wife.
Oh, he's gone now. He's back.
No,
He's toying with us. He's toying with us.
He's got magic teleportation powers.
Okay, people are going to be able to hear Dillard, but see Dillard, but not you, Tim. Okay, if I can get things looking right.
Oh,
well,
I see how it is.
Well, it's still. Are
Make
you gonna?
that token white guy disappear.
Are you gonna be showing anything, John?
Yeah, I'm showing something right now.
Oh, okay.
What?
My PP.
I'm telling Mom.
I thought it would be more impressive.
Story of my life.
I just thought he was toying with us. He's like, I'm here, I'm not here. I'm here, I'm not here.
Okay.
I'm not seeing nothing.
You gotta click the watch stream thing in
Alright, let me try
Discord to
that.
see that.
Hang on. Oh, damn, Dillard.
Holy shit. I mean,
What?
holy crap.
Oh, you had it right the first time.
Beautiful cross hatching.
Thank you.
He always hits it out. He always hits it out of the park, I tell you.
Of course, he's John Dillard.
John freaking Dillard.
Mr. Inspiration.
Mr. Baseball?
I really get inspired when I see your stuff, dude.
It's like a
Cool.
werewolf drawing or something.
Yeah, it's an homage piece. It's a cover I'm doing for Hojo,
Oh.
and he sent me an image. I'll show you. Hold on a second. Let's get rid of this. Bring up.
Wonder what it's for. Is it for a project?
It's for it's a cover for it's this Hulk cover. He wanted an homage to this Hulk cover,
Ah,
but instead of him transforming
he's
into the
the
Hulk, he wanted him
Hulk
transforming.
cover. That's actually a pretty badass Hulk cover, though.
Half his character transforming into his werewolf form.
Cool.
Oh, okay. It's a transformation. The
Yeah.
guy's transforming into a
it's a
werewolf.
transformation cover.
Okay, I get it now. That's actually
Yeah.
pretty cool. Is it for anybody, or is it just something he's just drawing?
No, he just said it's for somebody for their cover for their book.
Yeah, but Tim
Oh, I didn't know that. I can't hear.
It's a Mystics, right? Looking for
Yeah,
my
either
copy
that-
of it. I backed that
What is
one.
it? The
Well, not
Mystics,
cover.
the Mythical? I don't know. One of those.
Mythicals.
So how are you guys doing?
Good.
Far
Actually,
so good.
my copy of Mythicals. And a clean.
We were just talking about the drama between Chris and Tim.
Don't last long enough to be
Chris
called
and Tim
drama.
got drama?
Yeah, but it's over, so it lasted like a day or
Ah.
24 hours. It lasted 24 hours. It went by so fast I didn't even know about it.
Let me guess. Timothy Olsen made a joke about Chris, and then Chris made a joke back, and Timothy Olsen lost his shit.
No, I got
Possibly.
autistic on his butt and got all weird about sharing stuff. It was me.
Oh, it's another
That's
day at
interesting.
the office.
But I
That you
because
would
I
cover
took
for
a
Tim
time
like
out.
that. It's very interesting.
Well, in all fairness. I'm
All
just-
fairness, it was just another day at the office for Chris.
All right, hang on. I'm going to show you guys if I can get this working. Yes, I can. I think I can. That there. So, Hojo, right? Is Hojo British, do you know?
I don't know. I don't
Not
think
sure. I don't think so.
Thought he was, but apparently,
It'll
yeah,
be-
either.
It'll be a shock to everyone if he was.
For some reason, I had him down as British, and then not so much. Let's see if I can find my camera.
He may be from somewhere within the British Commonwealth.
So, yeah, would be it. The Mythicals. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not Dillard's cover, but it's the one
Cool.
that I backed.
Cool.
It's a cool book. Let's see. Okay, I'm going back to normal now. Maybe not. There we go. Ah, yeah. It's worth a look. It's definitely worth a look. If you like supernatural stuff.
Tim
Do
says,
you like things that don't suck? Give this book a chance.
I'll be picking up issue 2. Are you drawing for issue 2? The cover is going to be for issue 2?
Yes.
So you guys are going to get a backer
Yes,
right
sir.
there. I have a collection of Dillard art at this point. Of your covers, not your original art.
Oh. That's just as good.
I do like your stuff, bro. Every time I see your stuff,
Makes
I get
me feel
inspired.
good to hear something like that.
Oh. You are cool, my friend.
All day long, all I get is hate. From everywhere I go, they hate. They say, hey, Dillard, you suck, you jackass. I say, oh, man.
Just come drop a message to us. Well, I'll cheer you up. I think everybody here loves you, man.
You hear that, Rick?
yeah.
Like Rick will say, hey, I like Dillard's art, but then he'll say, but I can't say it too much because he's already got a big enough head. Like, it's everywhere I go. That's like the caveat. It's like everybody's saying like, oh, you're really pretty for a fat chick, you know?
Well, that's the thing, though. I have no problem telling you how good I think you are. Granted, I'm only one guy, and I could be flawed. Don't get,
Yeah,
excited,
but you're
but I
not the
think-
guy that has to deal with his ego on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's the problem,
You
right?
see, he gave you the compliment and he just took it away.
Actually,
Comfortable, Rick, with my masculinity to the point that I could give another man a compliment without being backhanded or take it away.
Timothy says, I respect Dylan because of his talent. And he says, oh, snap.
I gotta draw this werewolf with long, luscious head of hair. And I want to try to figure out how to do that without making him look very feminine.
Is there a way
Like
to
when I
do
think of
that?
a werewolf with a long, luscious head of hair, I think of like the Beast from the Beauty and the Beast cartoon when he's getting his hair like curled up and stuff.
Yeah.
was fancy.
You look so stupid.
Timothy says, Dillard, you don't need to be in this abusive relationship.
You're right, I don't. Timothy, I'm leaving us. It's not me, it's you.
All right, man. That's the best you're getting out of me tonight. A colored sketch of the Canadian Shield.
Cool. Looks
I'm more
great.
like than I've ever done.
Well, make sure you DM that to me or what. Well, send it to me somehow. Maybe preferably.
Don't send him anything. Make him pay for it.
Well, I was gonna say put it through Drive to send it to me. That way.
Can I do that?
Yeah, put it up in Drive and then send me the link to download it. I'm gonna update my fan art page. I'll put that on it.
Oh. Let's see if I go here.
Oh, which reminds me, for if anybody's listening, I've updated my webpage recently, so it says a few places I'm going to be over the next month or so. And
All right.
If you want to get Canadian Shield 2 or Snowdrift 1 off there, physically or digitally, you can. And you can get some t-shirts off there too. Various designs.
You're gonna hear a noise. A fly just landed on my microphone. I'm about to hit it with a fly swat.
Boom!
Got him.
God has just struck Dillard down.
Got him!
No.
Is
Well,
it dead?
Lord, I hate to say it, man, but that was a weak swing.
I don't know.
I think
I'm
he
sorry.
was
I mean, I don't.
I think
The
he's
microphone
in the
was a
box,
gift
it's
from
so-
a viewer. I didn't want to like destroy my microphone with the SWAT. You know?
Timothy says, snap again. And then Timothy says, just don't have a Dillard-sized ego about it. And he says, well, God probably had that on his list of things to do.
Oh. Here we go.
So if you're a full-on werewolf, right? Like you're a human werewolf, whatever. What would the palms of your hands look like? Would they look like dogs' paws, like with not the whole bottom bare? Like you know how the gorilla has like the whole bottom of his palm is bare, but dogs have like little pads. Would it have pads? Do you think, or would it be the whole palm would be bare?
Most werewolves that I've seen, it doesn't have the dog's pads, but
No.
it's a little furry, I believe. It's not bare like an ape's.
Well, I think it's furry depending on its private habits.
Mm.
Only get
That's a
furry
myth.
one way.
No,
I've read about it. I know it's got to be true. It was in the encyclopedia.
it also won't make you go blind. That's also a myth.
Oh man, been lied to all these years.
Are you just realizing that?
I mean, I could have been, and I didn't because I wanted to keep my eyesight.
Mm.
Timothy
Yeah.
says.
Alright, I'm done.
Timothy says, "Smite John, check." And Timothy says, "Werewolf hands."
Why do you keep reading Timothy's chats like he's an important person?
Because he's the only one chatting in the chat at the moment.
Don't you know that I'm beefing with Timothy right now?
No.
That's the problem with drama; it spreads. It really was.
That's
just
not always
me
a bad.
being a nerd. Right.
No.
So I want to know what happened.
The question is,
It was just me
what type of
getting
nerds
upset
you-
because
What type
No,
of
like
nerds
when-
have you been hanging out with?
what?
What kind of nerds have you been hanging out with?
Well, when? Like, there's always nerds.
Timothy says, probably kind of like that Sabretooth character.
Marble Sabretooth.
Timothy says, well, damn! I did not know I was beefing with Dillard.
That's what I mean. Drama spreads, man.
Even when you don't
Yeah,
want
you
it
didn't
to.
hear we
I
just
know.
broke up like maybe like a minute or two ago. Remember
Yeah.
that? Now I
But
got
did you
beef.
guys have to break up on the internet, of all places?
I mean, it's the only place we're going out, so it has to be on the internet for the breakup too.
Yeah, there's where the problem's gonna come in.
Timothy says, I was not sharing the link to his campaign as often as he was sharing the link to mine.
I was a baby
That's
about it.
correct.
You can throw that in there.
Yeah.
I threw like a 72-hour fit. Then started to come back to my
Yeah.
senses. It was, yeah, I know. It was drama, bitch. Sorry about that. It was drama beep. But I was processing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's a process.
You're
Well, you
processing.
know what it shows you? Just make sure you're always sharing his stuff. Otherwise, he's gonna get mad at you.
No, because really, normally I don't. Honestly, and Tim, I mean this in all glorious and stuff. It's because of who it was. It's Tim, man. I was like, oh, I can't believe Tim's not sharing my shit. There are people like that like I share their stuff and they never share my stuff, but they aren't my friends. I barely know them, you know. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I was joking, of course. Chris.
okay, just so you know though, it's because of who Tim is. It's like, man, Tim's not sharing my shit. He must hate me. that's that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like, oh, my friend must hate me. Diana's always like, that's
Yeah, that's a real slippery slope there. Once you start down that path, that's a real slippery slope.
I always
Yeah,
go to
no,
extremes. My wife is always there, like, yeah, maybe you just need to think about that a while, because it's probably not what that means, you know.
True.
But she's always having to deal with me thinking weird things, and then she has to, like, you know, just wait for it to pass through my body like a virus. It was worse when we used to go to church regularly. I would have all sorts of theological issues. We only do it once in a while, so I don't freak out. I was the jerk who used to go into sermon, and if that preacher said one thing wrong or referenced the wrong scripture, I was writing notes on the tithing envelope. It was that guy.
I didn't even know that guy existed.
Oh yeah,
No, they
guy.
do. They
Well, I was
think
that guy.
about everything.
You know what's funny? I always gave cash, right? I never gave a check, so I thought I was being slick by writing my little notes on the tithing envelope. And when I actually got personal with the pastor and we were like buddies after a while, told him, I said I was the one writing the notes, and they were like, yeah, we all knew it was you, Chris.
They knew because you're the only one giving cash.
Yeah, well, not only that, and I'm the only one who would I'd come in all smiles at the beginning of the sermon. I'd be leaving all huffy.
Yeah.
You know, and by the time next Sunday came along, I was fine again. Oh, I was upset that Sunday afternoon and into Monday, and the whole family had to hear about it.
Tim says, the thing
I'm
you should
glad.
know is I am really slow about being aware of this shit.
Well,
Most
like-
people are, Tim.
Really want to talk a little bit about it Wednesday night, not about our drama, but about the concept that I was thinking about. And I was telling Rick earlier, it comes back to something that Chris Mad said about a year ago. I was watching that video again. It kind of got me thinking, and it's just, you know, like,
It's
it's
just
real important that we support each other, particularly because nobody else will do it. You know, like, unless we get a following, there is no support but ourselves, you know.
True.
I mean, what's a following? But like right now, I'm lucky if I have like 50 people I can call fans, and they haven't all backed issue 5, so that's a rough thing there. But some of them are live fans, like I see them at the shows, and that's when they buy it. Like, I'd like to get them online so I could get them connected, and some of them did this campaign. This campaign succeeded based on live people, not on internet
you have-
people. If that
Do
makes
you
sense.
have a link to your YouTube channel in the back of your book?
No, what we now have is a QR code that will take you to the website that has the YouTube channel and all the other stuff.
Yeah. Well, you should tell people about your YouTube channel in the back of your book too.
Yeah.
Some sort of ad
I
for
will
your
have to
social
get
media,
that. Yeah. I'll
Or
have to
some-
make sure there's some there.
or some sort of ad for your various social media. Maybe not just YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything but my Twitter. Twitter's too unpredictable. If I go off on Twitter, they
Yeah.
ban me.
You can always say catch us live on Facebook, something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Or you
Yep.
know, like maybe you do the Hero Shack one, not your personal one.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be the Hero Shack one.
And I mean that for Twitter. Like you can put the Hero Shack one for Twitter, just not the Chris Tomalovich one.
But you know, that one was permabanned. That one they won't bring back. I keep sending requests and they keep telling me you violated. I'm like, I know I violated. Freaking give me back my account. But they won't. At least not yet. But like I'm just afraid one of these days I'm getting really good at ignoring the stuff I don't like. One of these days I'll end up blowing and saying something on Hero Shack that I shouldn't, and they'll just block me again.
Yeah.
It'll Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, I know. YouTube, those I pretty much can control. It's just Twitter. I've been better. I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. I have to though, because if I screw up the Hero Shack account, Diana will have my head. It's a nice deterrent.
I thought she already took your hit for that one.
Well, she gives it back after a week or so.
Yeah, but it'd be a lot longer.
What are
if
your
you-
thoughts, Rick, on the whole trying to find the will, the energy, and the discipline to constantly not just promote your own stuff, but promote other people's stuff as well?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I gave up on that. Because like I got to the point sometimes where I was like promoting people's stuff, and when they would come on, they would be like very, very either bad at promoting their own stuff or just forgetful about promoting their own stuff. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be trying more than you, so I just quit, you know?
Yeah.
There are different circumstances, you know, like where it's you're right. It's well, that's kind of what Chris was getting at. Chris Mad. It's like there's a balance of is it worth it? Are you getting anything out of it? Is it benefiting you at all? And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I know, like I like to run a pre-show, and for nothing else, it's because I like to take the time to look at other trailers, other sizzle reels, and music, and all sorts of stuff that I try to pop in there. But like, it's probably not the best thing for my show. It's a half hour of nothing related to my book. You know, except for the occasional Cyclopean ad. Actually,
Yeah.
ran the Dillard ad, and it was funny, the one for your new book. And I thought I would get in trouble, but it passed. Nobody said anything. Oh, put that thing away.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's gonna get my wife to say something. Nope, she didn't even notice.
Well,
That's the kind of what I was going for with that advertisement. I was like, you know what? I want people to actually. The reason I spent so long, because this was a very short campaign. It was a small campaign. It was a very rushed, put together campaign for Fund My Comic because nobody was on it yet, you know, and nobody was using it. And I was like, we got to get people on Fund My Comic. Let me do a campaign that would get some eyes. And even though that, I spent a lot of time on that trailer because I wanted people to want to show somebody else the trailer, you know?
Yep.
Because a lot of trailers are like a slog to get through. It's like do 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 do, and it has like 20 years ago she was murdered. You know, that kind of stuff. But no voiceover, just the text. You know, and it's like boring. I can't handle it. I'm like, I gotta fucking get out of here. This is so boring.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it. I made it so short. I made it like a minute long, and I made a cartoon out of it. Just to people could say, "Oh, did you see that trailer? You should check it out." Oh, you know what? Here, check this out. You know. It didn't work. It didn't work out though. People, it's just that campaign just failed utterly.
Did it really? I thought you succeeded.
Well, he means it didn't make as much as he would
I
like to.
succeeded. Sorry, go
So there
ahead. Rick.
isn't a thing that I have to be aware of, and you might want to be it too. But when you ask for a low amount of money, it can actually hurt it too. Asking for $100 may have been too little, but I did ask for that. Like it almost comes across as cheap. Like a comic book on $100 sounds like a joke almost. Know what I mean?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, but
It
you
all
know,
depends on how popular you are.
it's,
Good night, Spoons
that's
here.
good.
If there's one thing that I
If
learned
you
for
are
every
one man
campaign,
band.
all over CG, all over any indie comics, is that the amount of money you make per campaign directly correlates to how popular you are at the time.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true.
Good night, Spoons here. He says, I showed up at noon and you start at 9. No, I started at 8. But I'm actually probably going to be ending here in about 10 minutes, but I'm going to be back for 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you're going OT.
Yeah. Well, I want it, like, I changed my schedule around for my stuff. I'm only doing High Noon once a week. It wasn't really getting the numbers that it once was. So, and actually, I looked over even from the start. You know, it didn't get the numbers I would have liked even from the beginning. My night shows get better results.
Wait, are you saying that
Well,
you were gonna
it
bring? I know
could
that you
be
were gonna go bring back
because
High Noon to every day of the week. You've already given up on that?
I did 3 days a week, but yeah. I did it for
problem
over a
is
month. I
everyone-
did it for over a
everyone's
month.
at work. That's the problem. Everyone's at work.
Yeah, or a lot of people, yeah. So, but I wanted to keep this show the Monday Night Draw stream. So I figured I'd do this, and I wanted to, still do on a replacement for the High Noon, which is now After Dark, which I did before, I might eventually bring High Noon back, if I really want to put in the hours again like I used to. But it depends on, how many people are showing up to streams.
You were getting better views with it. Was it during the most of the COVID lockdown stuff?
No, I actually didn't get great views during COVID.
Okay, I was just curious.
So I should stop signing into this account every day at noon. Yeah. Fridays at noon. Fridays at noon. Good night. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm on at 10. Mondays, I'm doing an 8 o'clock show. Wednesdays, I'm doing the 5 o'clock shadow where I interview somebody. But Goodnight Spoon also said, never endorse, support, promote anything you don't personally believe in. And then Timothy C says, right, like you should believe in Melvin. Hey, Goodnight Spoon says, hey, Rick, what kind of schedule is this? Well, if you look on my About page, it's all there. Timothy says, I personally believe in Panthra. I believe in which is killed or be killed. Timothy says, boo, keep High Noon, and says, starts throwing things at Rick. Goodnight Spoon says, I don't support things I don't believe in, Timothy. And then Timothy's like, how do you know you don't believe in it? Have you not seen the campaign? Or you could just go back to last Sunday's or last Wednesday's After Dark where we had Timothy on talking about it. Goodnight Spoon says, Fridays, how am I supposed to remember that? I barely know which day is After Dark and which day I can troll people at 5. I don't read comics, says Goodnight Spoon.
Way to keep your audience.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, some people just don't read comic books, but they will back your project because they like you as a YouTuber.
That is true.
They like to watch your show. They like to show up and hang out with other people in the chat that watch your show and they're familiar with.
Yeah.
And some people will say, "Oh, I don't want that. I want people to like me for my books." Well, good luck with that.
You know what?
Yeah, that
Because of it. They won't know your books until they read your books.
Well, you may want to. I don't care why you buy my book, just as long as you buy my book. Yeah, sure, it's nice if you read it. In case say something nice to other people to hopefully get them to buy it, but
remember,
Yeah.
I had someone tell me not to use gimmicks when promoting because it might make me look like a joke. And I listened to them, and I lost all momentum for my own campaign. And so now I totally believe in gimmicks because I don't care if my gimmick brings them to my book. If they read the book, maybe they'll become readers, and that would be cool. And I don't care how they get there. Like, if I have to, like, I like to wear face paint on my streams. Hey, it attracts attention and it works at conventions to bring people over.
yeah.
It's so cool.
Good Night Spoon says John gets it. I bought the buckler and I didn't even need to get it. Yeah, he got me to get it for him, and he hasn't given me his address yet to send it to him.
There you go. Yeah. Also, because Goodnight Spoon had a copy of it because he was an editor.
Rick, you've been baited.
I don't really read. I really don't read comics. I'll read them every now and then. They got to be really, really highly recommended to me for me to take the time out to crack one open. But I back comics of the people that I like on YouTube. People that I feel are trying really hard, like Jakub Sebesta, like Shabby. People that are really trying to make a go of it, and I believe in what they're doing. I'll back their books
Like me.
just because I like them. I stopped buying your books a long time ago. Ruben. You gave up. Once you gave up High Noon, that was it. I was like, this guy's not serious.
Well, you bought it on the last campaign. It might have been just a digital, but you did buy. But then
No,
again,
I think I just supported. I didn't.
But then again, I just sent you.
I'll do that too. I'll donate. I'll donate to somebody's project, but I will not ask for the book because I'm probably not going to read.
He says, Rick, I mailed things. It has my address, but I didn't keep that the label, and that was a few years ago. And Good Night Spoon, you'll be happy to know I am using the Siren right now.
What's the siren?
Not here, I'll show you.
It's not like a girl
No.
siren, like a superpowered entity.
Let's see, video capture device. Add. You guys can't see anything. I got my room in the dark.
That's okay. I wasn't really interested in what a siren was anyway.
Looks like the Canadian Shield. Oh,
That's the siren. Is that why I didn't?
Are you showing it on your camera?
Is that why
Because you're in pitch black.
I goes that? I don't know. So I showed that off.
Oh, so the siren is a microphone, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
oh,
Ah,
It's one of the ones that
now I get it.
Goodnight Spoon sent me. He sent me like 2 or 3 microphones. It sounds pretty good. I bought
Yeah,
another
your
one.
microphone sounds very good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put some filters on it so it doesn't pick up all the sounds around me too.
Oh no, don't mess with the good microphone, Rick. Come on.
Well, like I can't have my fan.
somebody
If I
got
put my if I put my fan on, it hears it.
So let me get this straight, Rick. Somebody got so fed up with your crappy audio that they decided to do something about it.
Um,
Hmm.
I'm
And
not
then
sure
Rick's just
whether
gonna
it's,
crumb it up because he...
well, hey, it was also the person that sent it to me that messed it up a lot of times too.
Absolutely no accountability. Rick, are you sure you're not a woman?
Yes, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Eric,
Uh,
Eric,
what?
you go see? Did you go see Barbie?
No, I'm not.
Ah, I
Gonna,
thought I was gonna get you.
I'm not gonna go see that trash. Hey, Manticore.
I thought for sure I was gonna get you.
When it's out on DVD, I might sail the 7 seas to get it to watch it.
Yeah.
Manticore? I was supposed to see that guy 48 hours ago.
Rick, no, don't blame me. You're not following the tutorials. I was following how you said to do it in the tutorial. Dillard, you want to promote anything?
Yeah, I got 7 days left on the Buckler Canadian Tussle. It's live now on Fund My Comic. You could get me over that hurdle. I'm at 99 backers currently.
Oh, yes.
And how well this book does, right? I'm sorry, go ahead, Rick.
Oh, no, no. Go ahead. I was just going to say something about it, but I forget what now.
Nah, that's not important. Whatever.
Go ahead, John. I'll shut up till you finish speaking.
I don't need it. That's fine.
Go back to Buckler, Canadian Tussle, and Fund My Comics, people. One more backer and 100. Get him to the 100th backer, somebody. Mighty Geek, anything you want to...
Not yet.
But you're supposed to do it off air, not live, so everyone hears it. Mighty Geek, anything you want to promote?
Not yet.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah, man, check out the Great Cyclopean over on Fund My Comic, issue 5. It's beautiful. But check it out over there. There's all sorts of artwork and neat video attached, and yeah, it's fun. I love it. You'll love it.
Manticore
everybody
says
loves
he would drop the link, but he's wrenchless. I guess I could make him wrench for a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, I can drop a link, can I?
Yeah.
Actually, going over to Fund My Comic to back the Buckler. I can do this. By the way, have I told everybody I love Fund My Comic?
There you go, Manticore.
You've said it about 100 times in the last 4 days.
Yeah, man, I do. I love it.
Only 100 times this guy merely has a passing fancy for it.
And just because I'm here, there's the Canadian Buckler Tussle one too.
Goodnight Spoon says I'm going to go back to Canadian Tussle now. Cool.
Me too.
Yeah!
So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, because I have I have this other project I got to work on, and like the proceeds, whatever's left after I fulfill from the Canadian Tussle is basically going to be how many weeks I have, like maybe 1 week. It's looking like right now about 1 week I'll be able to afford 1 week to work on this other project exclusively, like like every day. So, like, you know, the higher I fund, the more I'm going to be able to, like, actually work on that book without having to do side gigs to keep the lights on.
Cool.
Guys,
cool.
Tough
That-
times in the old Dillard household right now.
Yes, I can believe it. What was I gonna say? So thanks everybody on the panel for coming on. Hopefully, maybe you guys can join me in about 25 minutes for the After Dark show, and hopefully everybody in the chat can as well. And thanks everybody in the chat for coming by. It's been great having everybody here, both on the panel and the chat. So, see you guys in about 25
Bye.
minutes. See you guys in about 25 minutes. God bless everyone.
Bless you.